to move into the 4 types of people that you should minister to. Now, the first person that you should minister to in knowing who you're called to is you should minister to someone that you have compassion for. And compassion is the opposite of pity. Compassion comes from heaven. It comes from your spirit. It comes from the Spirit of Christ on the inside of you. Compassion is not something that you can just conjure up. And compassion will drive you. Emotions do not drive you long term, but passion will take you the distance, even when ministry gets hard, which it will get hard. Compassion is something that you cannot stop. It is a driving force. Another way to know what you're compassionate about is what makes you mad. What steals your sleep at night? What would you just give your life for, spend your time on? What is that for you? I know that there's specifically something on your heart. Maybe it's those who are uneducated or don't have a fair shot at education. Or maybe it's someone who's homeless or a young girl that has an addiction. For me, what I have compassion on, what makes me more mad than anything, is to see a young girl or a young woman who has so much potential and who's so gifted and talented, but they don't have confidence. The enemy has just somehow taken that confidence from me. Boy, that gets me so fired up because we have Christ living on the inside of us. We do not need confidence from the world. And I could just go on and on about that. So for you, find something that, man, it just gets your blood boiling and you could talk about it forever. You could go on and on about it because you are compassionate for this. You have compassion for this type of person. And you know that if they knew the truth, they would not be where they are. The second type of person that you should minister to is just someone that needs a helping hand. This is the opposite of a fixer-upper or a project. When you have compassion on someone and you want to serve someone, you do it with someone that you can help go from A to B. This is not someone that will leech onto you and feel like I can't do anything without you. But this is something that you say, okay, I may not be able to change your entire life, but I can help you or I can serve you in this one area. For me, it's confidence. I can't pay for someone to go to college, but I can make a video of free content. That's something that I can do to help someone go from A to be. For you, maybe if it's the homeless, okay, well, you can't build someone a house maybe, but you can go to a homeless shelter, you can talk to someone about Jesus. I just saw a video on Facebook where this man goes around New York City and he has in his backpack everything that he needs to cut the hair of a homeless person. It is amazing. It has millions and millions of views. And I'll put the link below so you can watch it. But he is a barber, and so he can't build a house for a homeless person, but you know what he can do? He can go on the streets and he can give them a haircut and he can give them a listening ear. And he says in that video, the haircut might even help them get a job. So I love that it's so simple. You can just give one helping hand to someone that gets them from A to B. It does not make them totally rely on you, but it tells them that someone loves them, cares for them, and believes in them. The third type of person that you should focus on ministering to is someone that can never pay you back. And the reason is because this is a really great little heart check. This will keep your motives in check. Because when you minister to someone that can never pay you back, then you know that you're doing it because you love the Lord and because you love people and you want them to move forward and you want the best for them. I actually love the idea of showing kindness or serving someone or ministering to someone that you may not ever even see again, because then you really know they got nothing that they can give me back. I'm not gonna get any glory from this. I'm not gonna have my name up in lights because of this act. They can't pay me back. I'm not gonna get glory. Even people now that are paying for someone behind them in the Starbucks line, just kind of paying it forward, it keeps you grounded. It keeps you knowing that you're on the right track. Now, the fourth person that you should minister to is someone that you just have a daily interaction with. There's a very sly lie of the enemy that says that we can only minister when we're on a mission trip, or when the church has developed an outreach, or maybe when the pastor gets up and says, turn to your neighbor and pray for them. Those three things have one thing in common. They're all planned. And yes, planned ministry is great, but you also can minister just in your everyday interactions. Think about Jesus. He was just going on about his business, and he would be interrupted time and time again. The woman at the well, the woman with the issue of blood, the demoniac, the dad that begged Jesus to heal his son who was having seizures. Time and time again, people flooded him, interrupted him, and said, I really need your help. And he was just going on about his daily business. And he would approach them, and then people would approach him. And there are different ways that you can have your eyes open if you just ask the Holy Spirit, today, Lord, would you show me someone in my path that I can minister to, that I can serve, that I can love, that I can just brighten their day with a smile. I know that the Lord, in his faithfulness and in his love, not only for you, but for his other children, will bring the right people in your path in your everyday interactions. Let's recap. There are 4 types of people that you should not minister to, and there's 4 types of people that you should minister to. You can minister. Ministry is just serving. You are called. You are able. The Lord has great plans for you, and I am thankful that you tuned in to watch this video. If you got something out of this video, I would love for you to give me some thumbs up and even subscribe. Share this with some of your friends, and come back next week so I can give you confidence for life and ministry.